Good afternoon, Yaladim, and welcome back to more Children's Torah Stories. We are learning the stories about Shmuel, who became the prophet, the Navi, the one that Hashem talks to. And he called the Jewish people to come together because after the Aron Kodesh got taken away by the Plishtim, and then the Plishtim gave it back with even some beautiful presents to say sorry. When they brought the Aron Kodesh back, the Jewish people were happy, and eventually it stayed in the house of Avinadav in Kiryat Yarim, and his son Elazar took care of it. Well, Shmuel said, Jewish people, we have an important meeting. Please, will you all come together to a place called Mitzpah? So the Jewish people all got ready to come to Mitzpah, but Shmuel said one more thing. If you want to come to Mitzpah for the special meeting, you have to first throw something in the bin. What do you think the Jewish people must throw in the bin? All their idols. Jewish people, you must throw all your idols in the rubbish bin, and then you can come to Mitzpah. So here we have two Jewish people talking about whether they're going to Mitzpah. Whoops. Hey, Shimon. Yes, Chaim. Shimon, are you going to come to Mitzpah? Well, of course I'm going. Everyone's going. Well, what about your idols? It's fine. I'll just bring my idols with. No. You cannot go to Mitzpah with your idols. Shmuel said, not allowed. Oh, do you mean I've got to throw all my idols away? Yep, that's what it means. But then what am I going to pray to if I don't have any idols? Silly belly, bump on the head. Silly belly, you will pray to Hashem. That's what you should be praying to anyway, not your silly idols. Oh, okay, I'll throw my idol in the bin. Pew, boom, in the bin. Okay, let's go up to Mitzpah. And they all came up to Mitzpah. And Shmuel said, okay, everyone, I am going. Let's all get together and let's daven. Let's ask Hashem to help us. Let's say sorry, Hashem, for the things we did wrong. Let's fast. That means not eating. Let's see what we can think of how to do things better now. Do you know what this day was a little bit like? Does it remind you of any day when we're not eating and when we're saying sorry? Is that like Purim? No. Is it Shavuot? Is it Yom Kippur? It was a day, it wasn't actually on Yom Kippur, but it was like Yom Kippur. The Jewish people were fasting, they were saying sorry to Hashem, and they were all listening to what Shmuel said, and they all started asking Hashem, please Hashem, please will you help us? And Shmuel said, okay, Jewish people, Hashem has heard us. Hashem has seen that we are going to be good, that we said sorry for the bad things we did. We threw away the idols. We're with Hashem again. Now it is time to chase away the Plishtim. And they all got ready and they came fighting against the Plishtim. Run away! And the Plishtim ran away and the Jewish people won. And it was fantastic. And they got to a stone. And that was a big stone. It was Shmuel put up a big stone to say, Hashem helped us. This big stone will always remind us that Hashem helped us. So whenever you go past, big stone, you say, oh, why is there that big stone there? Oh, I remember when the Jewish people asked Hashem for help, Hashem helped us. So do you know what that stone's called in Hebrew? It's called Even HaEzer, the stone of help. So that's what it is. They called the stone Even HaEzer, the stone of help. Did the stone help them? No. It's the stone to remember that Hashem helped them. Hello, Frankie and Jamie and Gary. It is nice to see you all. And of course, the Yeladim on Zoom as well. Well, what happened next was the Plishtim started getting a fright. Oh no, the Jewish people are beating us. I don't know why. We are the strongest. We are the fightiest. No one is stronger than us. How could it be that they are winning? Do you know their secret, Yeladim, why they are winning? Because of Hashem. They are now listening to Hashem again. Shmuel has done such a great job. Shmuel reminded them to listen to Hashem and to do what is right for Hashem. And because of that, they finally started winning against the Plishtim. And there were some cities where the Plishtim had chased the Jewish people away and taken over those cities. And now the Jewish people chased the Plishtim away and took over those cities. And Shmuel was the boss of the Jewish people. But he didn't only stay in one place. It wasn't like Eli or even like Devorah. Eli or Devorah had their one place and everyone had to come and visit them. And what if somebody didn't come to visit? Then they would never see them. Shmuel said, no, no, no. I will come and visit you. Shmuel used to go all over the country. Okay, now I'm going to Hebron. And you go to Hebron. Hello, Jewish people in Hebron. Let's talk about how to do good things. Then I'm going to Beit Lechem. Hello, Jewish people in Beit Lechem. Let's talk. And then he'd go to Ephrat. And then he would go to Ekron. And then he would go to Gat. And he would go to all the different places where he could teach the Jewish people about how to be good and how to listen nicely to Hashem. And you know what else he did? He used to go camping. He used to carry like a backpack with a tent inside. And whichever new place he would go to, he would set up his tent and his sleeping bag. And he'd go sleep inside there at night. And then in the morning, he'd talk to people and go on to a new place. You know what Shmuel was a little bit like? He was a little bit like a snail. Do you know why? Because where's a snail's home? Anywhere a snail goes, there's its home. Its home is on its back. So Shmuel was like that. He had a big backpack with his tent and his sleeping bag. And wherever he went, that was his new home. So whenever people would invite him, oh, Shmuel, do you want to come stay at us? He said, no, thank you. I've got my own home. And he would stay in his home. He did have also like a proper home in a place called Ramah. And that was like his office where he would work. But that was not his only place or even his main place. His main place was that he would go around and around and around and help all the Jewish people. Well, when Shmuel got older, he had children who grew up. He had two sons. One was called Yoel or Joel. So say that name, Yoel. And the second one was called Aviyah. Aviyah. So Yoel and Aviyah. And he said, Yoel and Aviyah, now that I am getting older, I want you guys to be the boss of the Jewish people and to help the Jewish people. Okay? Will you always do what the Jewish people need and do what's right? And his children said, sure, Dad, we will always do what is good as long as we can have lots of money. What? That's not how it works. You don't say we'll always do what is good as long as we have lots of money. Yes, Dad, we will do the right thing, but we also want lots of money. Oh, come on, Yoel and Aviyah. That's not what your dad taught you. Well, I'm sorry to say that Shmuel's sons were just not as good as him. He was so good. He was the best. He just wanted to help people and do what was right and teach them about Hashem and help them to do all good things. But his sons, they just weren't as good as him. And so, even though Shmuel wanted his sons to take over, the Jewish people didn't want to. And so some of the Jewish people came along to speak to Shmuel. And they said, this is just normal people, even though it looks like a lion. Shmuel, yes, Jewish people. Shmuel, I'm sorry, but we need a different person to be the boss of us. Because you are getting old. You are like 50 years old already. Now tell me something, Yeladim, is 50 years old or not? Thumbs up if 50 is old, thumbs down if it's not old. I think it's probably not that old, but in those days it was sometimes quite old. Shmuel, you are already old. You're like 50 years old. You can't carry on being the boss of us for much longer. And your sons are not as good as you are. So Shmuel, please can we have a king? Please can we have a Jewish king to be the boss of us? Because you are too old to be our boss, and your sons are not as good as you. So please, Shmuel, can we have a king to be our boss? And Shmuel said, that's not a nice thing that you asked at all. And he went to speak to Hashem, and he said, Hashem, what do you think? The Jewish people want a king. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Hashem said, Shmuel, I'm sorry to say we must give them a king, but it's not a good thing that they are asking. Because it's not just saying they don't want you, Shmuel. It's saying they don't want Hashem. They're saying, we don't want Hashem to be our boss. We want a king to be our boss. That's really not a good idea, is it, Yeladim? But, says Hashem, if they want a king, we must give them a king. And we must just hope that the king will always remind them that the real king is Hashem. That's what we must hope. Well, Shmuel went to talk to them, and he said, Jewish people, if you want a king, we will give you a king. Hashem said yes, but I want you to know it's going to be very hard to have a king, because he's going to make all kinds of rules you don't like, and there's no take-backs. Once you ask for a king, he's going to be the king whether you like it or not. And these are some of the things he's going to do. He's going to come to your homes and say, Jewish boys, come, you are now working for me. You must ride my horses and carry messages for me. Jewish boys, come, you must be in the army and bosses of the army. Jewish boys, come. You must come and work on my farms. You must leave your own farms, and your old moms and dads must work by themselves, because now you're coming to help me. Jewish boys, come. You must make swords and spears for my armies, so that we can fight the Plishtim. Jewish girls, come. You must come and make perfume for the people in my palace, so that we will all smell so beautiful. Jewish girls, come. You must all be bakers and make delicious bread for my palace and my army. Jewish girls, come. You must all be cooks, and you must make yummy food for me and my army. And they're going to say, but we've got our own families we need to take care of, and our own things. No. I am the king. You must come and listen to me. That is what the Jewish king is going to say. Jewish boys and girls, I'm the boss now, and you'd better all come and do what I say. Ha! That's a nice field. I like that farm. It's mine now. Oh no, but Mr. King, it was mine. Not anymore. Oh, that's a lot of delicious food that you got from your farm. You'd better pay some of it to me. Why? It's called tax. You have to pay tax, because I'm running the country and it's expensive for me, so you must give me the money. And then he's going to say, oh, nice animals. I'm going to take some of those animals. That is tax. And he's going to keep making more tax and more tax that the Jewish people have to pay until it's going to feel like he's just trying to take everything away from you. So, says Shmuel, that is what will happen when you have a king. Do you still want a king, Jewish people? What do you think the Jewish people said?
Yes.
The Jewish people said, yes, that sounds fantastic. We definitely still want a king. I don't know what these guys were thinking. Shmuel really told them why it would be a bad idea. But still, they all said, yes, we want a king. And do you know why they said? Because all the other countries have a king. The British have a king, and the French have a king, and the Italians have a king, and the Swiss have a king. Those countries weren't really there, but you know what I mean, all the different countries. Ammon, and Moav, and Plishtim, and Midian, and Amalek, and Esav, they've all got kings. We want kings just like them. Is that how the Jewish people should live? Should they try to say, oh, let's just be like everyone else? No way, Jose. We are not just trying to be like everyone else. We are special. We must do things the way Hashem wants, not just the way that everybody else does things. What a crazy idea. But that is what they want. Exactly. Well, Hashem said, okay, Shmuel, you can give them a king. I will tell you who. And Shmuel said, okay, Jewish people, everyone go home. I will find the king who will be the next king, and I will call you all together, and then you will get your wish. Do you know who this next king is going to be, Yaladim? I'll tell you next time. Bye.